Learning objectives. In this chapter, the user would learn the following in detail: communication technology today, mobile communication, use of electronic gadgets, mobile phone, iPhone, iPod, e-books, etc., and etiquettes. Changing role of communication technology in the workplace, communication competence and lifelong learning, human technology and the virtual office. Introduction. Every organization has to use communication technologies to improve on how information flows within that organization. The rate at which information flows within an organization will determine the speed at which decisions are made. If the flow of information is slow in an organization, also the rate at which decisions are made will be slow. Organizations are known for having multiple departments, so it is good to use communication technology tools to accelerate the flow of information from one level to another without affecting daily organizational activities. This unit gives us an insight into how communication has grown over the years. We would also learn about use of mobile technology in organizations and the changing work environment. Changing role of communication technology in the workplace. Technology has dramatically reshaped the average workplace over the past couple of decades. The office environment of yesteryear is no longer and has been taken over by rapid technological advancement, allowing employees to interact with the global market and even take work out on the road. The influx of new technologies that has been making the general convenience of our personal lives has grown exponentially and has taken over our professional lives as well. 1. Efficiency and increased productivity. The modern workplace has experienced a complete shift in how we spend our time. Time management has been optimized, and the efforts put into everyday tasks have been lightened. Employee productivity and efforts have been improved, allowing them to place more emphasis on more important things such as precision and creativity. The level of expectation of clients and co-workers has also changed as a result of technology in the workplace, keeping everyone connected on a constant basis. Results are expected much faster than ever before. 2. Increased collaboration. Technology has given us a level of communication never seen before. We can literally connect to any one of our employees, leaders, and co-workers anytime, anywhere. With this dramatic increase in collaboration comes a heightened level of flexibility in communication, allowing co-workers to facilitate continued partnership no matter where each individual may be. Teamwork is much more engaged and boosted to a whole new level. 3. Improved cost management. The bottom line of any business is to achieve profitability. With the advent of technology in the workplace comes an encouraged productivity in finance. Businesses are much more fiscally healthy as a result of innovative technological equipment and software entering the office scene. As employees are encouraged to optimize their time thanks to such technology, a lot less time is wasted and a lot more time is used to hone in on the profitable tasks at hand. A productive workplace is a profitable one, which is just one of the important ways that technology has changed our workplace environment for the better. 4. Heightened level of security. The security of company information can be severely compromised without the implementation of proper channels of technology and software. Just as savvy hackers are using technology to try to gain access to a business's sensitive information, so should a company implement innovative technology as a safe haven against such breaches of security. Technology helps to make sure that information is accessible only to the right people and makes it nearly impossible for pertinent company information to be leaked. Communication competence and lifelong learning. 1. Communication in the mother tongue. 2. Communication in a foreign language. 3. Mathematical literacy and basic competences in science and technology. 4. Digital competence. 5. Learning to learn. 6. Interpersonal and civic competences. 7. Entrepreneurship. 8. Cultural expression. 1. Communication in the mother tongue. Communication is the ability to express and interpret thoughts, feelings and facts in both oral and written form, listening, speaking, reading and writing, and to interact linguistically in an appropriate way in the full range of societal and cultural contexts, education and training, work, home and leisure. 2. Communication in foreign languages broadly shares the main skill dimensions of communication in the mother tongue. It is based on the ability to understand, express and interpret thoughts, feelings and facts in both oral and written form, listening, speaking, reading and writing in an appropriate range of societal contexts, work, home, leisure, education and training according to one's wants or needs. Communication in foreign languages also calls for skills such as mediation and intercultural understanding. The degree of proficiency will vary between the 4 dimensions, between the different languages and according to the individual's linguistic environment and heritage. 3. Mathematical literacy and basic competences in science and technology. Mathematical literacy is the ability to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and ratios in mental and written computation to solve a range of problems in everyday situations. The emphasis is on process rather than output, on activity rather than knowledge. Scientific literacy refers to the ability and willingness to use the body of language and methodology employed to explain the natural world. Competence in technology is viewed as the understanding and application of that knowledge and methodology in order to modify the natural environment in response to perceived human wants or needs. 4. Digital competence involves the confident and critical use of electronic media for work, leisure and communication. These competences are related to logical and critical thinking, to high-level information management skills, and to well-developed communication skills. At the most basic level, ICT skills comprise the use of multimedia technology to retrieve, assess, store, produce, present, and exchange information, and to communicate and participate in networks via the Internet. 5. Learning to learn comprises the disposition and ability to organize and regulate one's own learning, both individually and in groups. It includes the ability to manage one's time effectively, to solve problems, to acquire, process, evaluate, and simulate new knowledge, and to apply new knowledge and skills in a variety of contexts, at home, at work, in education, and in training. In more general terms, learning to learn contributes strongly to managing one's own career path. 6. Interpersonal and civic competences. Interpersonal competences comprise all forms of behavior that must be mastered in order for an individual to be able to participate in an efficient and constructive way in social life and to resolve conflict wherever necessary. Interpersonal skills are necessary for effective interaction on a one-to-one basis or in groups, and are employed in both the public and private domains. 7. Entrepreneurship as an active and a passive component. It comprises both a propensity to induce changes oneself and the ability to welcome, support and adapt to innovation brought about by external factors. Entrepreneurship involves taking responsibility for one's actions, positive or negative, developing a strategic vision, setting objectives and meeting them, and being motivated to succeed. 8. Cultural expression comprises an appreciation of the importance of the creative expression of ideas, experiences and emotions in a range of media including music, corporal expression, literature and plastic arts. Communication technology today. Over the years, technology has significantly changed the way people communicate. Originally, the telephone replaced the telegraph. Now, cell phones, email and the internet top the list of preferred communication methods. As more businesses and educational institutions use technology to communicate, society seems to have accepted, if not embraced, the increased role technology now plays in everyday life. Every organization has to use communication technologies to improve on how information flows within that organization. The rate at which information flows within an organization will determine the speed at which decisions are made. If the flow of information is slow in an organization, also the rate at which decisions are made will be slow. Organizations are known for having multiple departments, so it is good to use communication technology tools to accelerate the flow of information from one level to another without affecting daily organizational activities. Using technology in communication has become a necessity. It's now part of our lives. People communicate through emails, faxes, mobile phones, texting services, video conferences, video chat rooms, and social media channels. As time goes on, more emerging technologies will change the way we communicate, and it will be up to us to embrace them or not. Every organization uses communication technologies to improve the way in which information flows within their organization. Organizations are known for having multiple departments, so it is good to use communication technology tools to accelerate the flow of information from one level to another without affecting daily organizational activities. The rate at which information flows within an organization will determine the speed at which decisions are made. If the flow of information is slow in an organization, also the rate at which decisions are made will be slow. Technology in our daily lives. Email. The email message is replacing handwritten correspondence in business and personal interactions. Businesses use email to communicate with customers and staff. Schools often use email to communicate with parents, teachers, and students. In addition, people can send an email message and quickly get a response, whereas sending other written correspondence may require a longer turnaround time. Social networking sites. Internet-based social networking sites such as MySpace and Facebook allow people to communicate with friends, family, colleagues, and even complete strangers in an online forum. These sites allow people to share information and photos with others, regardless of the physical miles that otherwise may have prevented them from doing so. This allows grandparents to see updates and pictures of grandchildren instantly, rather than waiting for the pictures to arrive in the mail. In addition, the use of social networking sites allows people to reconnect with others they may have lost contact with over the years. Many businesses today use social networking sites to enhance their online presence and increase revenue. Online chat. The use of online chat forums allows people to converse with others across the street or across the country in real time without picking up a telephone. Many email providers also provide chat capabilities, as do social networking sites. Other sites allow users to join chat rooms where they can communicate with complete strangers about a specific topic. Sometimes people then share their phone number or email information with the people they meet while chatting online. Video calls. Providers such as Skype and Yahoo Messenger offer the ability to use an internet connection to place video calls. These calls allow people to see one another on a computer or laptop screen while talking. Placing video calls make it possible for families to see each other despite the physical miles that may separate them. For example, a parent traveling on a business trip can still see and say goodnight to his children. Businesses can save money by using video calls rather than traveling to specific destinations. Networking. Networking allows users to communicate through traditional voice and video in a secure system. Networking also allows collaboration on reports, programming, and other document production, taking communications beyond conversational interaction and into virtual partnerships. Networking is the backbone of modern technology and forms the core of how most business communication is performed today. The concept of nodes linked together is essential, whether it means connecting to a web page, cell tower, or using cloud-based applications. The Internet. The Internet allows communication in two ways: static communication through web pages and dynamic communication through information being exchanged. Data posted to a web page, such as product specifications, allow instant access to the same data from anywhere in the world, a static form of communication that frees up company resources which would otherwise be engaged in constantly repeating the same information. Online product orders are a type of dynamic communication and can be as complex as keeping a real-time inventory, alerting employees of changes in costs, or real-time chat between a customer service agent and a customer or field representative. Human technology and the virtual office. The rise of the virtual office. The idea that the office is a specific place where our professional lives happen is becoming less universal and less important. These days, many knowledge workers can be productive anywhere thanks to smarter, more numerous mobile devices, faster network access, and a growing number of online collaboration tools. Telecommunicating is no longer merely something that the phone company is trying to sell you. And whatever the office may be, wider and better use of social networks, data analytics, and smart technologies such as voice recognition could be poised to increase productivity dramatically, meaning that both real and virtual offices may have fewer people in them. Virtual offices, telecommuting, and telework all mean essentially the same thing. Employees work from another location outside of traditional office. Virtual offices and telecommuting have become immensely popular for some employers and met with trepidation by others. The concept is a relatively new one, which makes it difficult to construct definitive policies that set clear parameters for working outside the traditional office environment. As with any work arrangement, there are advantages and disadvantages to virtual offices and telecommuting. Mobile work from home. We live in a global workplace without time zones or office hours. Just ask any spouse who has waited to serve the main course while awaiting a husband or wife to finish a work email at the table. Delayed dinners, notwithstanding the ability to shoot out that email at the dinner table, actually allows that spouse to get out of work at an hour earlier and be there in the first place. A fair trade-off. And it's also good for employers when employees have happy, balanced lives. You might be on a conference call with Europe in the wee hours and have to get your kids to a soccer game in the afternoon. Environmental benefits. Virtual work benefits the environment because fewer people are traveling in cars, buses and trains, which lowers the amount of vehicle emissions and decreases fuel usage. In 2007, CNET News published an article touting the benefits of telecommuting with statistics pertaining to congestion and traffic in Texas. Commuters face significant increases in traffic congestion in all 437 metropolitan areas in the United States. Adding up all the associated costs, the Texas Transportation Institute in early 2000 concluded that gridlock cost $78 billion annually in terms of 4.2 billion lost hours, not to mention 2.9 billion gallons of wasted fuel. One convincing argument for telecommuting, especially in an area such as Houston, where environmental pollutants are a serious concern. Productivity levels. A greater part of the day can be devoted to job duties, projects and other work-related responsibilities because commuting time is eliminated. In some densely populated areas, commuters spend upwards of 10 hours each week just going to and from work. Telecommuters could put to use the saved time by dedicating more of their time to office work or to achieving a work-life balance by spending time with family. Employees from the younger generations of workers, Generation X and Generation Y, in particular, find virtual work tremendous benefit. Virtual offices and telecommuting offer flexibility and the comfort of being able to work independently without conforming to work rules such as a dress code and traditional work hours. Telecommuting is appealing to some workers because it prevents the often unnecessary and unwelcome interruptions by co-workers and managers that can impede productivity and attentiveness. The Texas Transportation Institute conducted a study in 1995 that revealed some of the benefits of telecommuting: increases in employee productivity, morale and commitment, decreases in sick leave, and improvements in the retention and recruitment of employees. How virtual humans can build better leaders. The aviation industry has long relied on flight simulators to train pilots to handle challenging situations. These simulations are an effective way for pilots to learn from virtual experiences that would be costly and difficult or dangerous to provide in the real world. And yet in business, leaders commonly find themselves in tricky situations for which they haven't trained. From conducting performance reviews to negotiating with peers, they need practice to help navigate the interpersonal dynamic that come into play in interactions where emotions run high and mistakes can result in lost deals, damaged relationships, or even harm to their company's reputation. Some companies, particularly those with substantial resources, do use live role-playing in management and other training. But this training is expensive and limited by time and availability constraints and lack of consistency. Advances in artificial intelligence and computer graphics are now enabling the equivalent of flight simulators for social skills, simulators that have the potential to overcome these problems. These simulations can provide realistic previews of what leaders might encounter on the job, engaging role play interactions, and constructive performance feedback for one-on-one conversations or complex dynamics involving multiple groups or departments. Mobile communication. The most obvious effect of wireless communication in the workplace is the ability to reach employees anywhere at any time. Before cellular phones, you could call someone's desk and leave a message if they were not there. With cell phones, however, people are available away from workstations even during non-work hours. Reaching key employees quickly during a crisis can help prevent problems before they become major. However, this constant availability can prove to be a distraction during work hours and an unwelcome intrusion during personal time. Wireless devices. The advent of advanced cell phones, tablet computers, and other high-tech handheld devices connected to the wireless network has also greatly improved the ability of workers to share information when away from their desk. A mechanic could use a tablet to wirelessly access the repair manuals for a difficult job. An architect could transmit an image of plan updates to a client in moments, and a lawyer might preview the wording of an important document on his smartphone before having a staff print and send it. These devices can replace much of the functionality of a desktop computer, allowing workers to keep up the efficiency on the move. Mobile technology for increased productivity and profitability. The demand for access to business information and applications through mobile technologies, such as the Apple iPhone and iPad, devices running Google Android and Windows 7 Mobile, or using RIM BlackBerry, is surging as consumer preferences and behavior spill over into the business workplace. The massive growth of adoption of these technologies around the world has many business managers wondering how to effectively position their firms to benefit from the trend. The drive for mobility is part of the business technology agenda for most companies today. Obviously, however, in a business rather than personal context, more types and complexity of information are needed, ranging from access to documents and presentations to status on initiatives and processes, and for specific application needs to perform various business intelligence functions. Mobile technology allows people to use company data and resources without being tied to a single location. Whether your staff are traveling to meetings, out on sales calls, working from a client's site, or from home anywhere on the globe, mobile devices can help them keep in touch, be productive, and make use of many resources. Mobile IT devices can also change the way your company does business. New technologies lead to new ways of working and new products and services that can be offered to your customers. They can make your team more efficient, more creative, and more valuable to your clients. Everyday businesses are learning more about the ways mobile technology can be used to increase the productivity and lead to increased profitability. Below are some of the key areas in which mobile technology can be useful. Networking, communication. Mobile technology allows companies to have an unprecedented level of connectivity between employees, vendors, and/or customers. Workers can download applications on their mobile devices that allow them to connect with others through social media such as LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, or the firm can use native or web-based applications to enable direct communication with these audiences in a variety of ways. Real-time communication with the office can be important in delivering business benefits such as efficient use of staff time, improved customer service, and a greater range of products and services delivered. Examples might include making presentations to customers and being able to download product information to their network during the visit, quotations and interactive order processing, checking stock levels via the office network, interacting with colleagues while traveling, sending and receiving emails, collaborating on responses to tenders, delivering trip reports in a timely manner. Development. Because of the interactive nature of mobile technology, sharing information through this medium allows businesses to get immediate feedback on products and services from customers. This speed and accessibility have led to faster research and development for companies, an important part of staying ahead of the competition. It has also led to product upgrades moving at a faster rate. In addition, customers and clients feel as if they have a more direct role in a company's development. Use of electronic gadgets, mobile phone, iPhone, iPod, e-books, etc. and etiquettes. Gadget-related behavioral excesses have gotten out of hand when etiquette columnists tackle text messaging and PDAs. For example, here's an expert from the syndicated Ask Thelma etiquette column, written by Thelma Domenici. The etiquette of technology doesn't deviate from ethic standards we all know. Etiquette and manners are about thinking of others before ourselves and treating them with respect and courtesy in all our actions, even those dominated by technology. But techies who regularly hold the door and remember to send thank you notes don't always know when to turn off the camera phones. Workplace gadget etiquette do's. Shut it off during meetings. Unless you must use your PDA or cell phone during a meeting, presentation or other gathering, turn it off. Etiquette experts caution that whatever efficiency you gain, you will likely lose in respect when your attention shifts from the meeting agenda to your gadget of choice. When you must leave it on, tell others. Announcing to the group, "I'll text Charles for those figures," is a far cry from spending the entire meeting checking your email under the guise of efficiency. Consider your audience and environment. What's acceptable gadget behavior at a Seattle startup may be rude at an architectural firm in Philadelphia, and you won't impress anyone by wearing your iPod during a presentation or trotting out your trio over lunch. If you're with a group that doesn't have your same level of technology adoption, they are not going to appreciate or be impressed by it. Admit you're a gadget freak. Tech enthusiasts may be oblivious to their fox pack. I think that the zealots are quite possibly the least likely to honor standard rules of etiquette. In my experience, because they seem to think that those on the other end of a digital connection are just as important or even more so than those that they are with face to face. Workplace gadget etiquette don'ts. Ignore cultural differences. Remember, Boston isn't Bangalore. Philip Bergman, Vice President of Roher Public Relations, says the Japanese have a greater social consciousness about cell phone use. On public transit, they will cover their phones with their hands as they speak to keep the noise level down and maintain privacy. This is something I have adopted as a matter of courtesy and personal privacy. Text when you should be talking. Typing rather than talking won't win you any etiquette bonus points. Text messaging in particular can be viewed as an intrusion. It's one thing if you discuss something important and say, "Give me a second, I want to send myself an email before I forget," when we have just discussed, and then quickly use your BlackBerry or PDA and then put it away. MP3 players. 1. Take both earbuds out when conversing with others. You'll cause the other party to feel as if they are being rushed through the conversation if you leave one in. 2. Keep the volume to a reasonable level. You choose to download songs for personal enjoyment, not to put on an unwanted concert. 3. Obey your workplace and classroom rules for usage. Laptop computers. Opt for plain old note-taking during meetings so that you don't offend. Your open laptop creates a barrier between you and your co-workers, and they'll be distracted wondering if you are surfing the net, playing a game, or worse, updating a social media page. Conclusion. In this chapter, we have covered the following in detail. Communication technology today, mobile communication, use of electronic gadgets, mobile phone, iPhone, iPod, e-books, etc., and etiquettes. Changing role of communication technology in the workplace. Communication competence and lifelong learning. Human technology and the virtual office.